Hey, this is Kevin with Consumer Reports, and I'm down here at Clearwater Lake at my range here. And what I'm going to do is do some range testing on the new Ruger precision rifle. This particular rifle here is in 6.5 Creedmoor, and the first thing I want to do is obviously I'm going to have to get the scope sighted in because the scope's not sighted in yet. The scope that's on there is a Burris XTR2 5x25 power. I've got it installed with some of the Burris XTR rings here, and those are the high rings. It's a 34 millimeter diameter tube, and that puts it about 1.5 inches, I think, is the height of those rings right there. I went ahead and installed a Vortex scope level on it there. And right now I've just got it sitting on a Caldwell bipod, a 6 to 9 inch bipod. The only round that's been shot in this rifle so far has been the proof round that was shot by Ruger. And you know, there's a lot of mixed opinions on whether or not you should break in a rifle, and if you choose to break in a rifle, what type of method you're going to use, whether it be like a bench rest method or some type of copper equilibrium method. And there's a lot of guys who don't think that you need to break in a rifle at all. Well, you know, everybody's got their opinions. You know, I've got my opinion, but what for this rifle, what I wanted to do was go ahead and go through a break-in procedure. You know, in trying to decide which procedure to use, I decided to go ahead and use what would be a copper equilibrium procedure. There's a guy out there, I think it's like Tibersaurus Rex, who does some great videos, Sniper 101 videos. I highly recommend taking a look at his video on barrel breaking, because it's very informative. But there's a bunch of videos out there, and this isn't intended to be a video specifically on barrel break-in, but I'll kind of tell you what my plan is. You know, I'm going to shoot 5 shots, and between each shot, I'm going to go ahead and clean the barrel between each shot. Now, I'm going to use some Hoppy's number 9, and I'm not trying to remove the copper out, but I'm trying to get out any powder or knock off any burr that may have occurred, you know, during the original, rifling of the barrel. Now, you know, I'm going to do, fire a shot, clean it 5 times. And then after that, I plan on shooting 5 shots and then cleaning that and then doing that 5 more times. Now that's going to give me a total of 30 rounds and 10 cleanings, which, you know, I don't really consider that to be that drastic of a break-in. While I'm doing that, I've got my chronograph set up here, and I've got a target out there at 100 yards. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. At 100 yards down there. So, you know, I'll be going through and sighting it in, and to do it, I went ahead and just loaded me up some reloads over here. This is a new brass, so I'll go ahead and once fire the brass. I've got some staggered loads over there. I'm not sure the data will be very meaningful, but you know, while I was doing it, I just decided to go ahead and get a little bit of data. So I will be recording velocity the whole time. So the first thing I got to do is put 1 round through the rifle and then clean it. Now I'm going to walk you through the cleaning routine that I'm going to do for each one of the cleanings. And the first thing I'm going to do is just run a patch through it. I just fired the first shot. I got some Hoppy's number 9 right here in this little bottle, little Afrin bottle. Actually worked out pretty good. But slide it through my bore guide. Okay. And I'm going to slide it all the way through. Now, you know, this is, you can see, it's a fairly dirty patch right there, first shot. So put that down there. You know, and when you pull your rod back through, you know, always make sure that you are very delicate in how you come back through anytime when you come back through your crown. So anyway, that was the first patch through. Put a little lubricant in there, get a little bit of the powder out. Then I'm going to go and dip a brush here inside the number 9 here. I'm just going to go ahead and dip the brush in there so it's good and saturated. It's kind of nice being able to fold that stock like that, and for cleaning purposes. And then I'm going to run that brush all the way through like that. Now, it's a, you know, I mentioned earlier, pinions. I'm going to go ahead and take the brush off, pull the rod back through, and I'm going to run it through 10 times from the single direction. Two. Again, you know, some people will just pull the brush back through. That's probably fine. I listened to something with Creedmoor barrels. The owner, he talked about something that seemed actually kind of interesting, and that's about not pulling your brush back through and changing the direction of the bristles, and over time that could potentially put some damage onto your crown. Now, sure, you know, a few times definitely wouldn't hurt. In reality, you know, most of my other rifles, I pull it back through. I've never really been that particular about doing it. Do it one more time here. Alright, I'm going to dip it in the hops one more time after this one. I think that should be 5 pulls through. I contacted Ruger and asked them, you know, what was their barrel break-in procedure that they recommended, if any. And basically they said, you know, they didn't recommend any specific procedure other than cleaning your gun good like you would clean any gun prior to shooting it. Alright, that's 6. Get a couple more. Now, when I first cleaned it, when I ran my very first patch through it, you could tell there was a lot of resistance with running that very first patch after the proof load was shot by Ruger. And after I cleaned it the first time, it definitely got easier to run the components through, the patches and the brushes, and I would imagine that the same will exist for this. I can't remember if this is 9 or 10, but we'll go ahead and do one more just for good measure. It's amazing that there's so much controversy out there on whether or not you should break in a barrel or not, and you know, I guess I can see that, but I figured why not. I'll go through the process. Now, after doing that, I'm going to run me some dry patches on there, you know, and basically I've got a 6.5 jag here that I'm going to run through there clean everything out. And that patch just slides through there so much easier than the very first time that I ran a patch through there. Don't worry, this is going to be the only cleaning session that I try to show. And it just gets smoother and smoother every time I send something down there. And you can see that patch is getting cleaner and cleaner. The theory behind this is that by only using powder solvent, you know, you're allowing the barrel to build up copper to help improve the fit or the tightness of the barrel, and it should actually improve your groups, which to me seems like a pretty good method. This will be four dry patches through there. Okay, there we go. So now what I'm going to do is fire another round and do it all over again. So that's the method that I plan to do. That's one down. And pull this poor guy out. That's one down. 9 more to go. All right, I've already finished shooting my first 5 shots, and I just cleaned the rifle, and so now I'm going to go through and do my first 5-shot string here at 100 yards. I got it zeroed in good enough for now, and so here I go. So I'm also getting some chronograph data. Not that it really makes a big difference, but you know, why not go ahead and collect it? Alright, we'll walk down there and just kind of look at that group maybe here in a second. Now, those are varying velocity loads, so there'll be some spread. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. There's 7 shots in there, and I don't know, you know, I'm just sitting here really breaking in the rifle, so I don't really know. But out of those 7 shots, and I had varying velocity loads, I clearly have, it looks like there may be 2 right there together, and so that's probably a cluster of 5 shots right here, and those are 1-inch squares, so you know, heck, you're looking at looking at less than a half MOA, and you know, honestly, I'm not even sitting down really trying to shoot groups right now. I'm really just breaking in the rifle, but I mean, this is extremely promising of what the capability of this rifle is going to be. I should have closed out this video while I was out at the range, but anyway, I was real pleased. You know, I felt really good when I finished the break-in procedure. You know, honestly, I don't know if it really makes a difference or not. I'm not going to speak one way or the other on that. I did it, you know, it really didn't take that long to do. I gathered a lot of data on some different loadings that I may try in the future. I was able to zero the rifle in, and, you know, I feel like at minimum, you know, going through a break-in procedure at minimum should, you know, make the rifle easier to clean in the future. So, you know, it's up to you whether or not you want to break in your Ruger precision rifle. Again, Ruger, you know, doesn't say that a break-in is required. They basically say just go in, you know, and clean it like you would any new rifle before you shoot it. Do your own research on the internet. There's a lot of information out there, and come to your own decision. But anyway, you know, if you like the video, please like or subscribe or both, and look for more videos in the future. Thanks.